Good morning. Or good, am I saying good morning? Good evening. How we doing, everyone? Apologies for the late arrival yet again. I'm having more technical difficulties. Hope everyone's well. Happy Friday. What a shit show. Let's see who's online today. How's it going, Chris? Great. What's good, my man? How are you? Hope you're having a good day, brother. What's up? What's up? I'm good, man. How are you? What's good in the hood? Laptop decided to act like an absolute twat tonight, so I've been pushing the startup time back and back and back. Hope you're all good, my man. I think it might be time to buy a new to get a new laptop because this one's just taking the piss. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to check to see who was online. All right, so Giuliano's online. The Rambling Dad. I think that's it. Fight Week show's on. Doing solid, bro. Just recovering from a cold. Do you know what, man? It's funny you bring that up. Like I have not had a cold since I quit drinking. How's the teaching going? I had a pretty well, generally a good week. It ended well. It ended very well. I went to go and visit. There was a student who got kicked out a couple months ago for beating the absolute shit out of another kid. Um, so I went and I had to go over to his house and like talk to his parents and all that kind of shit. Where's everyone at? I got no idea, bro. I think the thing is, yeah, I was supposed to come on. So I had a whole load of people come in. When I was supposed to come on, which was 9:30, and then now, well, 9:30 my time, and now it's almost 10:30. So my laptop decided, and then just before I was about to go on, that it needed to do an update, and then my charger wasn't working, so I was gonna scrap it. And then, long story short, I'm here. I'm about to watch some MILF content. That's my guy. How you doing, Cold Art? MILF content I would have as if I was a porn watcher, which I'm not. Top five. It's top five. What's up, Frankie? I'm still at work. Whenever you say to me, Frankie, I'm at work, I always imagine you up a tree, just like typing on your phone and listen. That's the level of commitment that I need. Whoa, Black Betty, how are you doing, brother? I am awesome. I'm glad to see you here. I had a sinking feeling that it was going to be a no-show for everyone today. Kept pushing the time back. It's been a bit of a mad one, but we made it. That's mint, bruv. Alcohol not being in your system definitely helps you in many ways. Bro, who knew? Who knew that not drinking several liters of whiskey a week would be good for your health? I haven't had a single cold. I'm sleeping like a fucking baby. It's fucking amazing. Colton, how you doing, you little pervy son of a bitch? How are you, sir? Good to have you here too. Colton, what do you do for a living, by the way? I've never asked you this. Mostly because you terrify me to my very core. But good to see you here, brother. I always like to get to know some of the regulars, see what you're about. We are proud of you, mate, especially since you're Irish. It's a tough one, mate. That's a backhanded compliment if I've ever received one. But yeah, it was very hard. Actually, I say it was hard, yeah. I basically fucked myself up. So I went on such a bender that I couldn't drink for I had like a 4-day hangover. And it just occurred to me, mate, I couldn't do this anymore. So I was more forced into retirement. To be honest, I've more of a Western mass carpenter lately, renovating an attic for an old customer. There is no greater endeavor than creating a man cave for a fellow brother. A man cage should be what everyone has to I do skits, bro. Personal training, work at a health food store, house sit, work at a rodeo, snow removal in the winters. I've got a lot of gigs. Also, I pimp out hoes. Fuck me. I dig your entrepreneurial spirit. You're just pimping hoes, really, aren't you? You've added the rest. You seem like a pimp. The way you talk in here. I'm guessing you're out there slapping a bitch right now while you're listening to me. And I respect you for it. A lot. I do. I thought you. Oh my god, it's gonna be that kind of night, innit? I thought you were like, I do skits, and I was like, do you? This is what we're adding to a career list now, yeah. I'm out there doing skits. Let's just keep it as skits. You're the skit guy now. You better still get on the pistol a night or two at least when I'm over. Oh, bro, it's gonna be. The thing is, yeah, it's like I said, man. When I go over to Manila next month, I'm gonna get fucking. I'm not gonna get slaughtered. What I've decided I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have a couple of beers, and I reckon after 6 months out of the game, I reckon that will touch me up just enough, and then I'll be fine. Because before I needed to basically do half a bottle of whiskey to even get my fucking gears cranking. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is fucked up. I'm amazed my liver didn't fucking explode. I need to experience those bloody beautiful British pubs. I've got some bad news for you, mate. Well, I mean, some of them still exist. Don't get me wrong, but the old school ones, they're not really about. Chris, bring a gum shield with you. How you doing, Antec? Good to see you, my bro. I've seen you popping about in different streams as well. It's great to have you here. Yeah, the British pub experience isn't what it used to be. I'm sorry to say. Like there used to be a time when you'd go into a British pub, you'd fear for your life. Those days are long since behind us. I like the element of danger. Frankie, you should do a podcast with Aaron Tatz and call it Frank and Beans. This isn't the first time someone's talked about the Frank and Beans thing. What's the beans reference though? Why would Aaron Tatz be beans? What have I missed here? I do skits, impressions, dabs, and habaneros. Isn't that wild? Who am I? You are Vinny the Guinea. Did I win? Do I get a prize? I'll be honest, yeah. It's fucked up that I know that, yeah. I've never actually watched Vinny do anything. I still haven't had the pleasure yet. I've got his debate or whatever it was with Bodak on my playlist. I've had such a busy week. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But the reason why I think I'm onto something here is because I have seen him do impressions of Shrek characters. So I'm gonna assume that that's what we're. That's sad as fuck. I'm not a big drinker at all anyway, because most of my family have bad drinking problems. It's the blood, mate. My dad died of alcohol abuse. Not that I want you to get the little violin out or anything, but it's definitely in the old genes. Bingo! I fucking nailed it. I knew it. That's why I've always been more of a Mary Jane kind of fella. But this, mate, I've been saying this for yonks, yeah. I feel like the day where I start lighting up again is getting closer and closer. But with weed, yeah, I'd like it to be a kind of a once in a blue moon type thing. You know what I mean? I've got a really nice balcony overlooking a beautiful lake upstairs. I feel like I'm wasting it by not fucking, you know, doing an old doobie every now and then. I don't know why I'm calling it a doobie. I've never done that before. But yeah, I feel like I'm wasting very good potential there. But I know the first couple of times I light up, I'm gonna get fucking like it's gonna be rough going. Because I'm probably gonna try and roll them up like I used to. And I imagine I'm gonna get a kick right in the head. And it's probably gonna put me off for a while. But I feel like I'm at the right age to go back to smoking weed again. American style. None of this put this fucking tobacco and weed mix. None of that shit again. Yeah, I need weed to just be a reward system, not an everyday thing. You see, that's exactly it. Again, man, it looks like I might be going back to work permanently as well. So I don't know if I can fit it in. I'm like my job's driving me crazy, yeah, but I think I'm gonna stick it out. I think I might be doing it for a while. Or just for do you know what it should be, Chris Gray? It should be a numbered cards thing only. I would love to just get like a fucking half an ounce or something every numbered fight card and just fucking blaze through it. Sit on my balcony and just fucking I know it sounds disgusting yet. I've never smoked weed without tobacco. Never. In fact, I tried no, that's a lie. I've tried to do it before and it wouldn't burn properly. But what I didn't realize is it's because the UK has really shit weed, or it did when I was younger. I do steroids and meth fire combo, to be honest. It would explain a lot, to be fair. I wouldn't mind doing the old roids one day. Howdy, how you doing, Crystal Miller? What is good? Yeah, a numbered card thing is a good idea. I have thought of that also. Chris Gray, when you come over here, we're definitely gonna get fucking blazed. We're gonna do everything. We're gonna do shrooms. We're gonna go fucking running out in the woods. We're gonna do all the shit, mate. We'll do some mad shit in Poland as well. We need to bring a responsible adult. You've no, no, because I've been to Amsterdam. I don't know if I told you this story yet. I used to smoke weed in the UK a lot, and I went to Amsterdam. I've been to Amsterdam twice, but the first time I went there, like I said, went to a cafe, built up a joint or a spliff, whatever we used to call them, and again, it was an idol. I got fucking. I took a couple of tokes. I remember I was there with a female, and I remember us sitting across from each other, and I remember thinking, "Holy shit, I can't move. I cannot move." And fortunately, she was thinking the same thing. And we literally just sat there staring at each other for like 5 hours, not moving. It felt a lot shorter, to be fair, but I thought I was dead. But I would say that's my only like real hardcore weed because I've had good weed before. You know, you'd obviously smoking weed for like 10 years or however long I was smoking for. I'm bound to have had some decent shit along the line at some point. But the weed I had in Amsterdam, fuck me, blew the top of my head off. How you doing, B7? What's good, my man? You're gonna let me come, right? You sick fuck. I was hypnotized. We were literally looking at each other, and I was thinking, "I'm gone." I thought I thought I might have been dead, but I was like, I literally couldn't move my body, and I was just looking at her like, and I was thinking, if I, and I was, it didn't occur to me why isn't she moving? I just couldn't. We just sat there the entire time, and then we ended up taking the weed back to the hotel when we eventually snapped out of it. And then we just spent the entire holiday in the hotel getting fucking monged. It was incredible. I only had one popper in my life, and it was a homemade bong made from pomegranate juice, How do people come up with this stuff? And my buddy said he packed me a massive Keef toke, but it was all tobacco with a tiny bit of kush on top. Sounds like a right cunt, mate. But Cayman Rider, you got it, man. I was hypnotized. I was blitzed out my skull. But I miss having experiences like that. I do. I think I'm reaching a point, yeah, where I'm not sure if this is the case or not. I know weed is legal in Bangkok. I'm not sure if it's possible to get weed in Manila because I haven't tried. Maybe somebody could let me know. I absolutely died and never let a person pack me a toke ever again until I went to my old drug dealer to use his dab rig. The fuck's a dab rig? Educate me, sir. Fight Night Frankie. Thoughts on the Glock 19. Do I sound like I own a firearm, unknown X? British pussy over here, mate. Terrified of firearms. Actually, I'm not terrified of firearms because going to a gun range was one of the best experiences I ever had in my life. And I used the heavy artillery, you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm British pussy, mate. We don't fuck with guns. Thailand has legalized weed. I went there twice last year. The last time was in October and the weed was everywhere. And like a complete mongoloid, I did not partake. But I'm not sure if Manila has. I'm assuming they haven't. Yeah, what's a dab rig? I don't know, man. I don't know what a dab rig is. I'm quite an ignorant son of a bitch. I got a Beretta bad as 9M. Yeah, you're barking up the wrong tree here. I don't know fuck all about guns. British people and guns, we're a bit pussyfied when it comes to that stuff. Oh man, I have to show you a dab rig in person because they are a complex equipment. Well, Unknown X seems to be very disappointed in me right now. Apparently, this is something I should automatically know, and I don't. I come. I feel like I come. I do my. Where do you live? You have no rights. I'm in the UK, bro. Weed isn't legal. You have to basically be 21 to do everything. I mean, I'm way past 21, but nothing's fun around here anymore. It's fucked up, man. I don't even drink anymore. Andrew! I love how Andrew bursts into my chat like an absolute bad man. When you say Glock 19, are you talking Gen 3, Gen 5? What are we talking here? I have a feeling I'm about to get phased out of my own chat here. God bless America. Indeed. I love America. Whenever I get into arguments about American cuisine versus UK cuisine, and I try to fight for the boys, knowing it's a losing battle, whenever I try to explain how anything in the UK is better than the US, I'm just going to officially say this. It's fucking pointless. Yes, dude, firearms and THC go as good together like P, B, and J. I'm not a big jelly person, mate. That's probably going to disappoint you as well. I couldn't keep doing dabs because they mess you up so much more than just greed. My friend almost died taking two. What the fuck is a dab? I would welcome guns in the UK. Brutally honest, you fucking beautiful son of a bitch. Of course you would. I guarantee you, within a year of guns being legalized, I would end up getting shot. I've got a very confrontational personality. As in, like, I'm not the confrontational one. People seem to want to confront me. They're jealous. I'm assuming. I'd definitely get shot within a year. What is it about why would you want them here? I mean, we're retarded enough as it is with knives. Oh, dabs is THC. Fucking hell, man. I'm so out of touch. I used to know everything. Now I'm just a ignorant cunt. Oh, it's oil. I've never done oil. I've never done edibles. All I've ever done is every alcohol known to man and weed, and not very good weed at that. I saw a thing in that Poland is the best and most recommended underrated place to visit in the world. I would have to agree with that, bro. But it's been years since I've been there. I reckon we do it right. Poland sounds like, especially because of your proclivities towards certain types of female, we've got to do Poland. So, Frankie, you can use a heat press to squeeze a waxy-like substance out of a marijuana bug. They call that the wax, and you usually use something called a dab ring to smoke that. Doesn't sound complicated at all the way you say it. You're saying it. The dab rig is heated to a super hot consistency so that you can receive smoke and vapor. I've got to be honest, that sounds pretty epic. I'm going to keep it real. The amount of illegal guns on the streets anyway, and it's not like we can't buy guns, we just have shit ones. The problem is, yeah, if we legalize guns, everyone's going to have them. The police are going to have them. And then we're going to have a lot of like, oh, well, I needed to shoot him because I thought it was a gun type thing. Guns are just like, I don't know. I feel like with America, because the horse has bolted, so to speak, you can't rein it back in. It's too late to take the guns away. I think if we went down that road, we would be fucking cooked, mate, because we're dumb as fuck. Just because we sound like we're smart. People from the UK are the dumbest shits ever. This summer, mate, just say the word. Say the word. If you end up turning up in the middle of the year, I'll just take some time off work or whatever. You wouldn't mind that. You see, you're from Stoke, mate. You're hard as nails. I reckon you do. I reckon you do well. But personally, I don't know, man. Take out a few retards. Yeah. Guns are so cool. How you doing, Machua? Let's put it this way. In our neighborhood, people think twice about whipping out their gun because that son of a bitch probably has one too. I bet. See, there is that element to it as well. But the problem is, again, retards though, innit? Retards are just about. I heard some of the homies are planning to get together for International Fight Week. For real. Brutally, Musical, Bodak, Chris Gray. You feel me? AK-47 is my fucking address. Andrew, what would we do without you, man? Both Andrews. Andy B, you beautiful son of a bitch. You'll find Andy B's link in the description, but if you're not subscribed to Andy B, do so immediately. And god damn it, subscribe to Brutally Honest as well. How are you doing? Geo did. Is Geo still online? I felt bad about taking his thunder, but like I said, I wasn't online yesterday, so I figured I got to jump on and do a bit of a long one tonight. Chill out for a bit, enjoy the chat, waffle for a bit. I also need some new content as well because my shorts have been killing it. Apparently, people are into shorts that have loads of gay shit in it, which I'm very well known for. Q Goldie looking chain guns don't kill people. Retards do. But that's the problem, mate. We're a bit retard heavy in this country. I see them all the time. I mean, I'm not entirely against the idea, but the thing is, yeah, it's just more because again, I've got a little kid in it. Oh, Geo showed his gun. Do you remember when Good Noodle and Geo both pulled their guns out live on my stream, and I was just there like, oh, I almost whipped my dick out just to fucking one up them. Do you know what I mean? I looked like a right pussy during that stream, especially with Good Noodle. Was funny because he's a very young looking guy, and he just started pulling out massive fucking. He pulled out like a Rambo knife, and then he had a fucking what looked like some kind of machine gun. I was genuinely like lost for words. All doing the same thing, basically the same. My guns are louder than yours. This is what it comes down to. It becomes a dick measuring contest with guns, in my opinion. And I'm not saying guns aren't fun and that they're necessary for a lot of people, but I just can't. I just can't fuck with them. Kerry, have you hit 1,000 subs yet, my man? If not, can we help get our boy Kerry, Rob's neighbor, over there? Kerry, much love, bro. Always appreciate you stopping by. I was very worried because literally when I started the stream, I was sat here for like 5 minutes and then nobody was turning up and I was thinking, "Oh god, it's finally come to a halt." And then my fucking boy Chris Gray turns up to cheer me up. June 25th to 29th is International Fight Week this year. I can plan tickets to see my grandparents on the East Coast in the beginning of June. Then I could head over there. Mate, that sounds like a plan. I think I'm going to be done working. I think it's early July. But anyway, I've talked to getting close, working on my next video now. Mate, I can't wait to see it. Your content just makes me smile. I've talked about it with musical also because I need to meet that toss pot and enjoy pud pud. Pud pud. Pud pud. Like I said, I've met up with Brutally in person. We met at UFC 304, and it was nice. We hung out for a bit. But we need to get all the boys together. Chris is just gay for Brits. He can't get enough of us. Bruv, can you blame him? We give off that. We've just got aura. When Chris looks at us, we're just glowing, and I love it. Rob, you got to start sliding in hot with that link. I think see that's it. Rob doesn't like promoting himself. I say Rob, sorry, Kerry doesn't like promoting himself. You need to start promoting yourself. I am addicted. I fucking love you as well, Chris Gray. Brutally, the word is Anglophile. Oh, mate, that is beautiful. Cheddarhead, how you doing, you fucking orange? You beautiful orange bastard. Or should I say, you beautiful spherically orange-shaped bastard? How you doing, my guy? I'd love to meet the Chad Brutally, mate. Brutally was with the whole like blockchain crew as well, and they were all just lovely lads. Like we only hung out for about what couple of hours or whatever it was, but it was a good one, man. Definitely should have done more of it. Oh, my boy Joe Hogan, all the boys are turning up now. Happy Friday to you if you've just turned up. Shout out the baddies in here. We could do with one or two more. This used to be the most female populated stream on YouTube. An entire free, real, no bots, no AI, free vaginas in the chat. Now there's only one. Well, right now. Did you use protection? Today. Like the stream, motherfuckers. Did I use protection? Never is the answer to that question. I tried. I gave it a go. But I don't like them. I like to throw my dick on the crab wheel the crab wheel? The craps table every now and then. That came out wrong. That was an ironic thing to say. Yeah, we definitely need to do it more often. And oh, we've got Lala in here. That's a real female. How you doing, Lala? You haven't been in my chat in a long time. In fact, we haven't spoken in a long time. I've missed you, dude. I hope you're well. Please don't check out any of my shorts. Oh, did you use protection when you met with Brutally? No. No, why am I just... That would be strange. Or just like get dressed, whip a Johnny on and go and meet him down the bar. It's very strange, mate. I know what you're getting at. I will definitely cook up for the homies in the house if we all rent an Airbnb or something. Brutally sent me the information about this. It looks fucking awesome. I think we need to get it done. And we need to do it soon. So I haven't told very many people yet, but I came very close to having another car accident. I love that. I have great brakes. I'll send you the video, Frankie. Fucking superb. You look like that you could be 40 or 27. There's no in between. I'm actually 40. You scumbag. How dare you correct my right age or guess my correct age? I've still got my hair on my head. And shout out to you, Nick 23 MMA. I'm assuming let's just check this out. Does Nick 23 MMA have a channel? I've been working to um, CJ, it's been horrible, hasn't it? I don't know how you and Jax did YouTube and, worked. I don't know how you did it because I am not managing it very well. I'm going live because I love the community, but I swear to God, I haven't made, like, a single YouTube and I'm using, like I'm cheating now with my shorts and just getting, they're getting, like, produced by themselves. I don't even really do it. What was I doing? Oh, the channel, right, we're looking for, oh, for fuck's sake. Nick MMA dude. UFC 314 press mate, pressers are always dog shit. Let me see this. Oh, Nick 23 MMA. Go to channel. 32 subscribers. Let's subscribe to Nick MMA immediately. You've got to subscribe from me, sir. Let me quickly stick this in the chat. Let's show Nick MMA some fucking love. He just correctly insulted me. Hang on a second, boys. Sorry, hang on a second. When was the last time you got ID'd, Frankie? It actually wasn't that long ago. It was about 3 or 4 years ago. But it was some bitch in Tesco just being a Karen. It wasn't because I look young. I was yeah, like I said, I was in the supermarket at 11 p.m. buying my weekly supply of whiskey, which was about 6 bottles. And the bitch was like, "ID, please." And I'm like, I had my kid with me. I'm like, "You fucking trolling me?" And she was like, "It's the law." I wanted to knock her fucking block off, mate. Karens are everywhere. He only has 34 subs. We can steal his content and no one will know. Let's have a look. I'm definitely gonna be ganking those thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna literally copy your next thumbnail to a T. But shout out to you, Nick 23 MMA. Let's throw our boy a sub. Hang on. Charlay, what's going on, man? Colton, you fucking oh my god. I think Colton's gonna be like my first real life, like, like not stalker, but you know what I mean? I have a feeling I'm gonna be killed by Colton G. I'm ready for a 5 times max bet. What should I put it on, Mr. N-word Frankie? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I have not done a parlay this weekend. Let me check. Hang on. Let's just get serious for a second. Existing customer. Hang on a sec. I have not had a look at the odds. I haven't done any. I only used a free bet last week, so I haven't lost any money in a little while. It's been fucking. I made a decent amount of money the week before. Let's have a look. What's that, Nick? Colton, you are a fucking terrifying individual, mate. Please don't find me and rape me. Frankie, what's good? S Dogs MMA talk. I owe you an apology. I only saw your message this morning, and the ship had sailed. Unfortunately, I have had a week from hell at work. I've literally cut. I was supposed to turn up on the Bodak show yesterday as well. I didn't commit to it or anything, but it was suggested, and then I had to stay. I was at work until 9:30, and then I literally bundled home. And you know when you fall into the bed like face first. If you're live tomorrow night, I'll be here. I will definitely be here. I'll go on before the card. I might even do a little panel and watch some of the card, maybe. I don't do watch alongs because I can't be asked. Thanks, bro, but don't watch until Wednesday because that's when I get a mic. You got it, brother. Count me in. Hey, nice haircut, Frank. I didn't get a haircut, Lane. It's the same. It's the same haircut I had from before. Or I haven't cut my hair again. Frankie has been treating me like a side chick. S-Dog, I'm so sorry, man. I treat my side chicks way worse than that. What's your work? You pick cotton. No comment. You lot make me racist. You know that. You really do. And I don't appreciate it. I read that some Muslim scholars believe that those who break fast will be destroyed by an executioner. Is that a sign Alex will win? Well, if he wins, if he loses, does that mean that it's all bullshit? I mean, the entire sanctity of Islam as a pillar of the whole pillar of Islam will be shattered to its core if Ankalaev wins on Saturday night, because surely that means it's all bullshit. Sorry. Don't strike me down. You're the legend, my friend. I saw you in the Ariel Ade comment section. Who, me? I don't even know what you mean. I have no idea what that is. I swear to God, I've got no idea. Did I put Anchor MMA in the fucking... I hope I put Anchor MMA in the description as well. See ya, Andy. Andy, I love you, man. Have a good one, bro. If Alex wins, I will convert to Islam. Brutally honest, I'm going all in on Alex solely because I'm a massive Haram Magomed in committing. Mate, now that Magomed's break, I think he's gonna... I think Magomed Ankalaev is gonna win by decision. That's what I think's gonna happen. Am I willing? I think that Alex Pereira's what too many people are on Alex Pereira's side, and that scares me. Ade is better than the J, of course. Which one's Ade? Speaking of Muslims, I came up with a great furniture polish. What do you mean? Speaking of Muslims, I came up, and then you proceed to come up with a random. What do you mean by that? Allah is watching Magomed shove his face with hummus during Ramadan. Oh my God. If Ank wins, I have to change my profile pic. I didn't realize that was... I'm so sorry, Lane. I didn't realize you had Alex Pereira in your profile pic. I think Ankalaev is going to win. And I've been picking Pereira the entire time. I've been saying for almost a year that Alex Pereira is going to knock his block off. But now that we're actually on the eve... Oh, Ade Oladipo, I know him. He does the DAZN boxing events. I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy at all. He comes across as a bit of an annoying twat. I think Ank's going to get the job done. Muslims hate bacon. Oh, there it is. I'm a bit slow. But how did you... I have to ask, how did you come up with that? Black individual who... No, I know who he is. He's an annoying twat, is what he is. I don't know where... He kind of feels that... He's another guy who feels like a plant. He kind of came out of nowhere. But maybe I'm just being an asshole. There's something about the guy I don't like. You will know who I'm talking about then. Yeah, I know who it is. Bald cunt. It's a bet I made with Gio. I'll switch to Ank and he'll switch to Alex for a month. Fair enough. By the way, yeah, did you win last week's bets or did he bag another one? He got roasted by Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. is on a tear at the moment. I've been a Chris Eubank Jr. fan for about 5 years. Oh, Mr. Picks and Packs. Hang on a second. Mr. Picks and Packs should be in the fucking description as well. Mr. Picks and Packs, I deserve to no longer have you as a subscriber, assuming you even are one at this stage. I have fucking forgot to put you in so many times. It's embarrassing, mate. Give me a hot minute. Wait, Mr. Pick. I'm doing this now because I need to remember to have you in here from now on. Because honestly, I'm fucking embarrassed at this point. Give me a second. Because I for some reason, yeah, I don't. That's me talking to myself. Hang on a second, Mr. Picks. Oh, Kenny Okoye. Don't even get me started on that little scrotum. At the Almighty Tom. There we are. You legend. Hang on. Let's get this in here. The Almighty. I'm definitely subscribed to you. The Almighty Tom. There it is. I knew I was subscribed. Save. There we are. Sweet. Oh, mate, Shotty, the two fights of Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben and Nigel Benn were sensational. I'll tell you what, though, yeah, I remember being a kid at the time, and I hated Chris Eubank, and I really wanted Nigel Benn to win. And I remember thinking, oh, Nigel Benn's really scary, blah blah blah. Rewatching those fights, they were both wars there, but Chris Eubank was way better boxer. Picks and Packs link does not look like him. It doesn't. This is why I can never find you, bro. Down for a beer tonight, mate. Go on then, mate. What's wrong with Kenny? He's an annoying cunt. Every single opinion that Kenny has, I basically have the opposite. I'm the anti-Kenny in every conceivable way. I assume he must have a 1-inch penis. Know what I'm saying? Anyway, I hate that guy. Plus, the contract signing on live TV was classic banter. Yes, let's have some parliamentary procedure. You can tell Nigel Benn wanted to smash his head off the table. Chris, you need to rewatch them. They were sensational. That's when Chris Eubank is a strange cunt, yeah, but god damn it, he was amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you, Shotty. I hated Chris Eubank. It's because I was a kid, yeah. I thought, what a fag. I'll be honest, I did. I thought this guy takes it up the arse. I'm no fan of his. And then I grew up. I'm not saying I take it in the arse now that I'm grown up, but I'm saying you realize how funny he was. And Chris Eubank Jr. is just hilarious. There are like I can again. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video about the best British trash talkers in boxing. There are so many. Even Dillian White is amazingly funny. Um, Derek Chisora is amazing. Chris Eubank Jr. is amazing. There's so many guys that are just fucking brutal with it. Tyson Fury got famous being and he's one of the worst there is. You sausage. That's all he says. Ah, you sausage. That's all he fucking says. Oh my god, they killed Kenny. Those bastards. I wish. Nah, I don't wish he was dead. That's too much. I've gone too far. He is a weird fucking alien-like creature though, with his long fucking claw-like hands. Chris Eubank Sr. is absolutely stupendous confectionery. Who never take a man's strawberry bonbons? He's a weird character, but I like him. He's funny as fuck. He's not as smart as he seems to think he is, but he's great. Dossa, yeah, Dossa. I hate him. I hate him. My neighbors are having a really loud conversation. Yeah, I stay away from sweeties. I'm sweeties. He goes, sweeties. Would you like a sweetie? He literally like if you had a conversation with him, you'd think, oh, bad this cunt. Not the case. It's like, when you see those memes on Twitter, yeah, where they have like, how can you explain that this cunt would beat up this cunt? And you've got like a picture of, I don't know, Chase Hooper looking like an absolute dweeb. And then you've got like some hench looking influencer. And you're like, yeah, Chase Hooper would dust that guy. It was the same with Chris Eubank. He looked like he would be a prison bitch. But not absolute savage. Junior is funny, but he's got not. Junior is way funny than his dad. His dad. The thing about Chris Eubank, he's unintentionally hilarious. Whereas I think there is a bit of domestic. I think someone's getting a slap. No. To be fair, I've got to tell you guys here, the woman who lives next door from me, her name is actually Karen. She's a nice lady, but she is a bit of a Karen. Me and my ex used to have loud conversations. Then he learned out I had a good right hook. I believe that about you, Crystal. You seem like somebody who's not to be fucked with or trifled with, as we say. Not to be trifled with, as we say in the UK. Nothing wrong with a little bit of a domestic violence every now and then. I don't mean that. I apologize. He is pretty damn smart, though, especially considering he fought at a time when they sparred harder and fought more and more rounds. They were built differently back then. The thing is, Chris Eubank came up in an age where things were out of control. You know, there was less. He came up poorer and a lot more hard, whereas Junior went to private school and came up rich. So you don't have that same musical. You fucking beauty. How you doing, bro? We were just talking about this. You look like you're auditioning for Greece. Did you what? Did you walk in at the wrong moment? Don't apologize. This whole world is full of madness. At least years is funny. 15-round fights. I miss when they used to have boxing back in the day where it was literally simulated murder, where it's just like keep scrapping until one of you is dead. You know, back in the day when there was like 100 rounds. Yeah, there was very little known about CTE back then. I still think there's very little known about it now. I don't think we're going to know the full extent of how funny or fucked up, should I say, CTE is until, well, at least for another 20, 30 years. Musical and I are coming over for pizza, Frankie. I'm bringing pizza rolls and Monopoly. I'm down. I've got plenty of spare bedrooms, and I've got a stair lift just for you, Cheddar. I can get that installed on the double. A stair lift, you know what those are. Eubank grew up hood as fuck and taught himself to speak that way after years of practice. That's exactly what it is. His whole shtick was like, like image. It was image, and he was damn good at it. Strange cunt though. Imagine being. I said this a lot. Imagine being raised by that guy. Ched, we're all meeting up for International Fight Week. We're gonna get a fat off house, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it proper. I'm gonna drop a fucking half a kilo of weed on the table. We're gonna get the shrooms going, and we're just gonna fucking. We should fucking 24/7 live stream that shit. I like JR a lot, but SR got way more aura. I, senior is the real deal. The thing is, Junior. A lot of people talk shit about Junior's boxing ability. He only started boxing when he was 15 or 16, which I know sounds young, but these days, if you want to be elite, you got to start when you're like straight out of your daddy's ballsack, or when you come out of your mother, basically. You got to be, 6, 7 years old, realistically. I can't wait for Musical to do a busking session with Chris Eubank one day. 3-day stream festival. Imagine the fucking numbers. Imagine what would be revealed during those days as well. I'll be afraid to sleep, mate. That sounds like a banana up the arse type situation. Do you know what I'm saying? His dancing in the back would rake in the big bucks. It would either be fucking amazing or an unmitigated disaster. But either way, it would be entertaining for you fuckers. I'm definitely coming. We've got the chef lined up. This is what I'm saying, Musical. Have you seen Chris Eubank's YouTube channel? I was on an episode recently. Fuck off. I didn't know. Wait, before we continue. Chris Eubank. I didn't realize. I mean, of course, he's got a fucking YouTube channel. Is it called? Oh, it's called Call Chris. 53,000 subs. That is a fucking insult. But I've subbed immediately. Tony Ferguson was on Ariel's show to talk about his GFL fight, and it was 40 minutes of incoherent CTE rambling. Pretty much the same way it's been for the last 15 years, to be fair. Tony Ferguson, I mean, I know he's got CTE, don't get me wrong. He's also low IQ as well. He's always been dumb. Let's not entirely blame the CTE on the state of him. He's never had a coherent interview. I've never liked Tony Ferguson. I've always thought he was a fucking melt. Musical, I am sub. Do you got a clip of when you were on his show? Who is Chris Eubank? Chris Eubank is a fucking phenomenal boxer, mate. He was a middleweight boxer in the he was a middleweight boxer in the 90s and he was sensational. But he was an arrogant fucking twat, mate. But looking back on him, he was amazing. He was amazing. His character was there. He made you want to hate him. He made you want to see him get fucking buried. I love Chris Eubank. But back then I thought he was a fruity so and so. Tony Ferguson is a genius. Look at his forehead, man. Gilly, how you doing, my guy? How are you doing? Yeah, I saw the way he says it, the pain of my Richard and no arm to him. Typical, just like, yeah, he's a boxer. He's a boxer. And now, so basically the story is Cheddar, yeah. He fought a guy called Nigel Benn. They had two epic wars in the 90s. And now Chris Eubank's son, Chris Eubank Jr., and Nigel Benn's son, Connor Benn, are having a scrap in April. And these two proper hated each other. And the build up to their fight has been just hilarious. Hilarious. You've got to check it out. I made a brief short about it on my channel actually. That was it did all right for a short. Um, Chris Eubank Jr. is just genuinely funny. Ched, you need to see Eubank versus Ben fights. They were sensational. But looking back on it, musical, I watched both of them again recently for a video I was doing. Nigel Benn was dangerous, and he was a good boxer, yeah, but he was nowhere near as good as Eubank. Eubank was so slick, so technical, but Nigel Benn just had that. He had that threat of shutting the lights out at any moment because he was just a marauder who would bruise forward. Decent technically, but nowhere near as good as Chris Eubank. I echo that statement about Tony. I never cared for him at all. I very much enjoy seeing him get bad. I just enjoy it. I think he's an asshole. I genuinely do. I've never found him funny. Frankie, when I come to the UK, we've got to pipe some little hoes together, all right? Colton, you terrify me, sir. Sure, why not? Whatever keeps you away from my asshole, mate. Would I get jumped if I pull up to the UK with a monocle and a cane? Depends where you pull up. In the country, you'd be all right. You just might get a few sniggers. But in London, you're liable to catch an ass whooping. Eubank was the ultimate showman. We were just speaking about you earlier, Bodak. I'm looking forward to coming on hopefully if not next week, then the week after. I was gutted not to get on yesterday. My plan was to get into bed and watch the show, and I just zonked out immediately. I was fucked. Sonny Liston was just an absolute warrior. Like if you're talking about like your favorite UFC fight where you just see two people beating the shit out of each other, that was every Sonny Liston fight. Frankie, did you ever shag one in your chat? Not that I'm aware of, or not that I'm willing to admit to. A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell, or finger and tell. I never finger. That's for amateurs. Nigel Benn was a scary fucker, though. Still is to this day. You see him sliding around to strap. I've got some thoughts about that, Shotty. What I didn't understand about that whole situation, Nigel Benn's whole rationale, yeah, he thought, yeah, when he was explaining it afterwards, he said he thought his son got glassed in the face. So basically, imagine you're Nigel Benn. You've seen what you think is your son get hit in the face of a glass. And rather than go over to check that his eyeball's fine, you slide to the side and grab the person's neck who apparently glassed him. Now that's next level gangster in my view. But as a father, my first thing would be, oh, is my son all right? I'd go to my son. But he's a top G of another level. He's already thinking, he's like, fuck it, well, the eye's gone. Revenge time. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I thought that was a little bit strange. My view is that he at no point did he actually think that he'd been glassed. And he was just talking out of his fucking asshole. What's up, Francesca? Gaz Ninja, you Ninja? That was close. Gaz Ninja, you fucking legend. How you doing, brother? I placed first in Bodak's quiz, and that's how it's going to be every week. Did you place first, or did Chat GPT place first? I have my reservations, but I think Bodak's got it down to a fine art now, yeah, where you can't cheat because it was a well, to be fair, it was about MMA last week, and your knowledge on MMA is pretty good. My problem is I've got the knowledge, yeah, but I'm also my brain is rotten. It's it's rotten to the core. So it takes me a while for the signals to get to the right place. Don't play with your food. He was in the army as well. Do you mean Chris Eubank? Doesn't surprise me. Oh, you mean Sonny Liston? People forget. People forget, man. Marvin Hagler was a savage, bro. Back in the day, they were just different level. They weren't as technical as they are. Well, some of them were technical, but it was just about who had the biggest fucking ball sack. I remember my first teapot, Giuliano. Yeah, Cheddar, didn't you get like 3 teapots in a row? Oh, Nigel Benn. Yeah, Nigel Benn, actually, he actually, funnily enough, he looks like he's mellowed out in his old age. I know he got Chris Eubank by the neck, or Junior by the neck, but he looks like he's mellowed out a bit. Yeah, Giuliano, you're a. I gather it would be. I assume you're more of a like your independent movie knowledge would be probably insane. And I bet you're into like French New Wave and shit like that. I bet you're into all that gay shit. That's why he came out with all his army mates. Do you know what that? I don't even remember that. It was so long ago. I think when Eubank and Ben fought, I must have been about 11 or something, or 10. And I remember really wanting Nigel Benn to win. Those teapots are hard earned. They are now, man. You've definitely got this four teapots. Yeah, that's goat level. But then juicing was allowed back in your time. So I mean, Cheddar, you are a very knowledgeable. I don't want to say human. It's not entirely. You're a very knowledgeable fruit, but yeah, the last thing we need is Gilly winning the next 10 in a row or whatever. It has to be stopped. DJ Aiden, sorry, I saw you said hi in the chat earlier. How you doing, brother? Sorry, I completely forgot to say hi back. How you doing, my brother? I hope you're well. Hagler versus Hearn was a bloody lovely war. Yeah, it was. It was sensational. But yeah, shout out to the Bodak show. Am I moving my? Yeah, shout out to the Bodak show. Get over there. The quizzes are they're gonna be massive. They are gonna be they're already way bigger than they considering you just started out. They're massive already. Or they're big already. They're gonna be massive. It's such a great idea. Yeah, Italian cinema was way better. You know, what is it, La Vita Bella or whatever it is, and the bicycle thieves and all. I mean, there were so many decent French post-war cinema was amazing. I'll beat Cheddarhead's record. Yeah, you're gonna be like the Max Verstappen. I'm glad to hear it, DJ Aiden. Damn, Bryce Mitchell got booed bad. It's all for they probably fucking put that on them. They probably put that on the speakers to make themselves look like they're a non-racist loving organization. Bryce Mitchell isn't racist. He's just a retard. Yeah, that quiz really popped off. I'm not surprised. Having you guys in there, that was one hell of a lineup. I was when I turn up for the first, I want to be fully on form because I'm already slow when I'm functioning fully. So with me, like with doing 16 hours in a row, whatever the fuck it was, and I hadn't seen my son as well. I love the quiz, man. I want to start trying to have. It's better when you have people on the screen interacting for sure. That fight got me in love with boxing and not just a casual who likes Tyson and Ali. I think I mean, there are certain fighters that Triple G was somebody who got me back in the game. But my favorite fighter in the modern era, this is going to sound controversial, it's Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko has been boned over so many times. And Alexander Usyk is somebody. So Usyk and Lomachenko are my two favorite boxers in the modern era. And then before then, it was like Manny Pacquiao, and I used to love seeing him fight. I loved Ricky Hatton as well. Ricky Hatton was my boy. Not the most technical, but good, solid boxer. Nazim Hamed, fucking hell, there were some dudes back in the day. I like people who are like flashy and a bit different. Barrero was amazing as well. We need to do. I say we need the weekly guests needs to be a thing. When I'm done with the when I'm holidayed up, I'm gonna start churning out the content. Yeah, Hatton's body shots were fucking nasty. Hamed versus Kevin Kelly was dirty. The way he beat the fuck out of him. Nazim Hamed was great. Nazim Hamed was a great boxer. Sensational. Yeah, he makes Kelly wait 20 minutes. Triple G was sensational. Triple G should have ended the Canelo hype train at the very, very start. Tommy Hearns is amazing as well. I was a boxing fan way before I was an MMA fan. I've only really been a hardcore MMA fan for the last 11 or 12 years. So I had to backtrack and watch everything, like all the Pride fights. I had to go back and watch all that shit. Yeah, Hatton wasn't the most technical, but Hatton was another guy who was really funny on the mic. And those body shots were dirty. He was just a warrior. And he was another one of he was like the Paddy Pimblett of boxing. He would balloon up and look like a fucking like just literally a Michelin man in between fights. And then he would shred. He was amazing. Paradox, you will find Paradox's channel in the description. Subscribe to Paradox Paradox Metapod form. Gene Silver is bullying Bryce. Is it a good press? I haven't seen a good press conference in years. I don't even watch them anymore. I watch the highlights and that's it. They're usually cringe. You get fucking John Morgan up there, asking is dumb. It's the questions. It's all like the UFC have all they've all like they've taken the fun out of it. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if the UFC handed a set of questions to certain people and just went, "Yeah, you can get your questions, but these are what you have to ask." Tommy Hearns had that lanky punching man power. They don't make boxers like they used to. I'll be on whenever, but if you have other guests, I don't mind sitting out either. I definitely like to do one with you and musical and Giddy. Any mixture would be fine. Yeah, it's cringe. It fucking is. I was a boxing fan first too, but when I saw Pride in UFC 81 when I was 16, it was all MMA from there. I got onto it way later than that. It was just before Conor McGregor started getting off. So it was when Anderson Silva was in his pomp. That's what really got me into it. He was coming up towards the end of his like prime. I saw that guy fight. I was like, fucking hell, he's something else. But I wasn't hardcore at that point. I was just kind of watching it. How you doing, Douglas Memo? And Tim Denham, you fucking beauty. Fucking love you, Timmy. Hope you're doing well, bro. Um, yeah. The community's been great for the last for the last couple of years. But now it's just we've got so many great guys who are all linked. Like when I'm filling out the creators in the description, I always end up missing out because there's just so many. There's so many good dudes who make like amazing shit on here. Frank Mir breaking Tim Sylvia's arm is what got me into it. Frank Mir was very cerebral. Frank Mir is one of those guys who's very, very underrated. I love the way he would explain after every fight. He would explain his thought process, how he, how he set things up to get a finish. He's a very smart guy when it comes to. He's got a very, very high fight IQ. I fucking love Timmy too. This chat is so wholesome now. I remember when it was full of fucking, what do you call it? Just like bickering bastards. Thoughts on telling people your brother got murdered, but you really don't got a brother in the first place? Are we talking about Cage? I've got nothing against Cage. If we're referring to Cage, then whenever Cage has been in my chat, he's always been a good lad. Good Noodle MMA is also in the description as well. I love having Good Noodle MMA on, because when I've got you two on, you just cook. Like, away you go. It's a lot of fun. Douglas, you think you can hide from me? Nyah, you creep. How you doing, baby Tony? Good to see you here, sir. Douglas, shut your 12-year-old. Who's wait? I feel like I feel like baby Tony is an alias for somebody who's been in here before. Gilly, I put your round robin on. I'm tempted to maybe. Do you know what? Yeah, if I'm gonna try out the round. Do you know Gilly? Do you know what you need to do? Yeah, what you need to do is show yourself live on stream. I don't know if you've done this already. Filling out around robin and showing how you place the bets, because I kind of get it, but I still think I could use a demonstration. Tell Frankie to tell you the story about the cruise ship. What cruise ship story? If you're referring to me, I don't have a cruise ship story. I wish I had one. That's gonna get added to the list when I'm a little bit older. Yeah, yeah, good bros. Okay, everyone. I'm not punting this weekend again, apart from copying some small bets and parlays of others. Last time I did that, Frankie and Docs made me $300. Fuck it, mate. I would love to say I'm some kind of betting savant, but like if you go back to the early days when I was on YouTube, like the first year I was on here, I used to take preparing for betting very, very seriously. I would do deep research into every fight, or I'd really look into it. And I had a 70% win ratio the first year I was on YouTube. Since I've stopped doing betting prediction videos, my my average has been poor. Frankie, pull up your betting site now. The only reason I won't, yeah, is because it's got my real name. Well, not my real, it's got my surname in my betting app. What I think I think here, I want to see you do it in yours. If you fuck me with your hang on a sec. If you fuck me with your pro betting skills, I'm hunting you down. This is the pressure, innit? Oh damn! I didn't know there were two lying motherfuck. Wait, who said who's? I don't know if I don't know if Cage is the person, or if the Cage thing was true or untrue. But I've heard rumors about it. But I've got no issues with Cage. Cage has always been a solid geezer in my book. Douglas, can I get in on that action? But I'm betting you're being truthful. If there's two of them, then I ain't one of them, but I don't believe my words. I can actually undeniably. Oh, right. Sorry, Douglas. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were talking about you. I had no idea. Again, I have no fucking clue, mate. When it comes to that kind of stuff, yeah. Like Douglas, at the end of the day, mate, you don't have to prove anything. And people are going to be trolling. I'm kind of on the side of who cares. Do you know what I mean? If you've lost your brother, like condolences to you, bro, and that's all that should really matter. I don't really give a fuck either. Like I don't give a fuck if it's, getting involved in the drama with all the trolling and all of that. Just to be clear. And I'm sorry to be a fence sitter on this one, but like I say, I don't know I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, Giddy, maybe what you could do tomorrow is when I do my pre-stream, if you could jump on and show me how to do it then. I'm not sure how much I'd have to stick on to make it worth it though. $100. His surname is Murphy, Smith, Wilson, or O'Sullivan. Yeah, I've got no. Let's be civil to Douglas. I'm glad to have him back in here. He was banned for a long time, and I wasn't thrilled about that because Douglas has always been solid in my book as well. You know, I love everybody in here, apart from that certain group of people who we don't talk about anymore. Fucking hell, dig him up. That is fucking dark, Chris. But yeah, I haven't put my parlays on this weekend, but I think this card again is full of fucking minefields. Let me have a look. Again, Rufi, I don't really want to bet on at -500. Do you know who I think's a good bet? Amanda Lemos, Amanda Lemon, as I like to call her, because I don't think Lucindo's very good. But then betting on women's always risky. Fiziev as a favorite. Ugh, I don't like that. Chris Gutierrez, I like against John Castaneda. Myron Santos is probably going to beat Francis Marshall. Carlos Leal is obviously going to beat the shit out of Alex Moreno. Although those odds don't look too good. Bruno Ferreira as an underdog against Armand Petrosian isn't bad. Joshua Van, I think, is all right as well. Curtis Blades is going to curb stomp that fucking fraud. Obviously, Rufi's probably going to win, but I don't like him at -500. And then I've got Lemon, Bahamondes, Fiziev, and Magomed. Oh, Magomed Ankalaev is now evened up. He was the underdog. And now it's a pick'em. No, Lemos is going to lose. You reckon? I don't think Lucindo is very good though. She looked horrible in her last fight. What did Cage do wrong? I don't think Cage did anything wrong, but there were rumors that like his brother passed. Well, he said his brother had passed away, and he was the original Cage. And then his younger brother apparently took over as Cage. But again, I don't know anything about that. I don't really get involved in any of that shit. No, Lemos is. How sure are you about Lemos? Because I don't know, man. I think she's actually quite slick. She'll be a better striker than Lucindo, and I think her takedown defense is actually all right. Most of the time she loses, it's to somebody who's a really, really good grappler. And I don't think Lucindo's that good. Oh, Clown Show. I don't really like Clown Show. I've been in a couple of his lives. Again, it's just I'm 28-0 on the street and all this nonsense, but he never shows himself on camera. I just find everything that he seems like a little bit of a bullshitter, if I'm being honest. But he's got a really like I give the guy credit. He's got a really rabid following. He's been in the game for a long time, you know. So fair play to Clown Show. He's just not. It's not that I dislike the guy or anything. He's just not my He's not my cup of tea, as we say here. You know what I mean? Am I the only one who thinks all the obsessively active hatred of me, which requires the energy to constantly think about me, is shamefully weird and gay? Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, again, I don't want to get involved in all this nonsense because it's just not my thing. But for me, hating on the internet is just kind of a waste of time. I can't be asked beefing with anyone. You know the super prospect MMA guy? He was bitten by a spider as a child, and now he has some crazy powers. Chris Gray, are you somebody who goes on Clown Show regularly? Because again, I've only been on there twice, and it just seems to be him just fucking bullshitting. Clown is just a broken record. He literally makes no content other than shitting on the entire community. Didn't Clown Show used to like do back when it was niche, he used to like look at different big he used to look at different big MMA YouTubers and then he would basically shit on them for getting their picks wrong. Which to be fair is actually quite a good idea. Like it's clever. But whenever I go in there, he's always just having an argument with his chat and saying how he's going to meet them in person and fuck them up when he's never on camera. which to me is a little bit bizarre. I mean, I'm not even saying the guy's, you know, I don't know. Who cares if he can like scrap or whatever? I guess it's irrelevant. But it just seems especially dumb if you're like if people can't see you. So if you're gonna talk mad shit about how you're telling people to pull up, and then it just seems whenever I've gone in there, and it's been a couple times, he's in the middle of telling somebody he wants to fight them or come over here, or he's always, he seems like a very angry person, is what I'm saying. There seems to be no positivity that comes from the guy, and I know that I can get a bit mouthy towards certain fighters, and we all do. We all get frustrated from time to time, but it seems to be a constant flow of negativity. Never been on there before, but I have seen clips. I don't care for it. Fair play, Douglas. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I think like I always come from the school of thought of like, I don't really if somebody, I don't know, tries to get a rise out of me, it's just not something that really works. I just don't give a fuck. Clown has been around years before that. Used to be called Arc Insanity. Oh, it's fair play, baby Tony. Again, I've got nothing against the guy personally. I genuinely don't. It might just be a case of I've turned up at very inopportune times when it's just a bit. Do you know what I mean? I've heard that him and Gilly have like sorted things out though, and I know there was some issue. And No Chill's obviously somebody I hold in very very high regard. I've got a lot of time for No Chill. Um, just genuinely like the guy. I've always liked No Chill. But again, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, he's beefing with a friend of mine, therefore fuck him. I'm not really that kind of. I just don't get involved. So it's just not my type of content. I'll put it that way. But perhaps, like I said, it's because I've sampled him just at the wrong times. I don't know. But like I said, I'll say this for Clown Show again. He's got a very rabid following. Because when I've been in there, he's got 60, 70, 80 people up in there who are all obviously clearly behind him. And that's it. I think it seems to me it's a bit toxic, is all I'll say. No, that's the whole show. He's a stupid punching bag of a thing, yeah. He seems like a very angry guy. I'll put it that way. I just don't have energy for that anymore. I used to be an angry young man, and it was just like it's wasted energy, mate. Can't be asked of it. I'd rather just be positive these days. And that's just how I feel about things in general. It's not worth it, you know. But fair play to him. He in a way, like, I mean, he's relatively harmless, where there's a lot of other MMA YouTubers out there who should be in jail. He's just a bit angry and a bit that's his shtick though, and it works, isn't it? Like I said, he's been doing this thing for a while, so fair play to him. Ignore provable facts, be in denial, and reiterate game make believe. Faggot. Yeah, me speaking to you personally, Douglas. Like, I have no idea what your circumstances are. I know you've been a regular in the chat for a while, and you disappeared for a while. I didn't know you'd been banned, and you've always been cool in here. So, if you say that your brother's passed away, I take that at face value, and I offer my condolences. That's all I would say. Anything outside of that, I'm like, show your tattoos again. My tattoos are kind of a bit like it's all like sort of family related stuff. I've got like this one's my favorite one. This one here. I see if I can get a good shot of that there. My son and the wolf when he was little. It's my favorite one. Off to London tomorrow, so need an early one. Night. That's brutally. Have a great one, bro. Have a great one. That's Douglas. That's the way that you've got to see it. How you doing, John Dong? And again, Chris Gray is my boy as well. It's like I don't want to be like caught in the middle of anything because like you know I've got nothing but love for Chris Gray, and whatever I just rather not get involved. And the reason why I don't wanna get involved is not because I don't give a shit, it's more just like, there was a time a couple of months ago when literally all my chat was I would literally sit here like this while the chat were just fucking going off on each other, and it just ruins the vibe, you know? No, no, I know you're not tripping. I know you're not tripping at all. And like I said, I mean, I've personally you've personally been nothing but cool when you've been in my chat, so I'll reiterate that again, and I feel the same about Chris Gray. How you doing, John Dong? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, so it's why I don't get involved. It's just you know, because the chat can get very, very toxic very quickly, and it's not the kind of environment I want to cultivate. John Dong, one of the best names on John Dong's just yeah. John Dong's another guy who's been around for a while. It's just like I said, man. Like when I see certain names pop up, it's just like, where's that drunk WMC? He's at work at the moment. I'm really good, John Dong. I had a really positive week. Ended really nicely. I had I had a good one. Haha, the Malison versus Hank era. Oh mate, that was awful. When those two would go at it, and they'd go at it in my chat, literally my entire fucking stream was just them two going at it. And you guys know as well that, like, I will be very honest about this. Yeah, my channel is very much dependent on what the chat's like. If there's nothing to, if you guys aren't providing things to talk about, it's fucking dead as shit in here. It's awful. If you had to recommend 3 MMA YouTubers to watch and 3 to not watch, who would you recommend, not recommend, and why, excluding yourself? How you doing, Mr. 509? My favorite MMA YouTubers to watch, I would say I'd have Brutally in there. I'd have Musical in there. Because again, it's more the fact that they hang on. Let me just double check. Those are the first two that came to mind because they're just two people that they do things a little bit differently. Because people like I love people like Dougie's Corner. I love Paradox's channel when he was running his thing. I love Giuliano's channel. I'd probably say No Chill as well. Those are the 3 I'd probably have. And if you're somebody who's looking for more of a serious vibe, I'd go for somebody like Jax from Making the Walk, who does really good interviews and exposés and things like that. But for the YouTubers that I know, those are the guys I tend to go for because they're very, very creative. Whereas a lot of the other guys are brilliant, but they all do very, very similar things. Whereas Musical's got his niche, No Chill's got his kind of quirky way of doing things. And same with Brutally as well. Like Brutally is some of the videos that Brutally has made has been unbelievable. No, Chris Gray, don't worry about it, man. At the end of the day, you're all I would just prefer like if you guys like kept it civil in here because it gets fucking nasty. But at the end of the day, I'm not your fucking daddy. Um, if you're upset with each other, you're more than comfortable to air that. It's just that I'm gonna try and avoid reading it out, and you guys can obviously talk between yourselves. But I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you guys either. You know, Good Noodle versus Hank has supplanted that era. Good Noodle versus Hank is all in good humor though. I haven't seen Hank around in ages. I did like a joint stream with him, and he's disappeared from my radar completely. I still shout him out. But like, you're all good, baby Tony. Um, yeah, I still shout out Hank every time I do a stream, and I have him in my description, but I haven't seen him in a minute. Since he did the rebrand, I haven't really seen much of him. But Hank's someone I got a lot of time for, and I really like Skate as well. They're both good dudes. Easy, Frankie, Dougie, No Chill, Jill's crosser. Yeah, that's it. I mean, and in terms of people I wouldn't recommend, that's kind of harder because the people that I don't really like shitting on anyone's channels, and I don't mean to sound like I'm sitting on the fence here, but I recognize that my content what I like is not for everyone, you know? I would say that. The only reason why I yeah. Oh, Giddy, thanks for the shout out, man. I appreciate that. Paradox for me is a very disappointing one because Paradox is a really, really good creator. Like really good. I would say Giuliano is one of the best live streamers. I'd say Musical is the most creative. Like there are songs that Musical has done that are I mean, you're a cunt for this, but like there are songs you've done that are in my fucking head. I hope you're still here and you're hearing me say this. The one about Nina fucking Drama. And then I can see the music video on my head. It's just fucking I had that song in my head for about a week. But yeah, I mean, my YouTube channel has fallen off a cliff because like I don't make videos anymore. I don't do collaboration videos anymore, which I think was some of my best work. And again, I could argue that the other creators were part of the reason why they were so good. I mean, I'm fairly confident in my editing and stuff, but like I'm an amateur. I've only been doing it for like a year. Par- Paradox does not suck. Paradox. Um, you're hugely creative as well. Great editor, very funny videos as well. It's just that we don't see enough of you, and that's the problem. It was yesterday's shotters, but every yeah. So it's every Thursday. So Bodak's what time is it on Eastern time? For our time, it's basically 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, and then I think it's 10 o'clock UK time, and then the actual quiz starts at 10:30 every Thursday. But I mean, I didn't even think of Bodak. Like Bodak's streams are incredibly creative. The production value on those things are second to none. I've never seen anything like that. So yeah, like I said, the point that I'm making, yeah, is like there's something here for everyone, especially among the community that we've created. It's unbelievable the variation you can get. There's something here for everyone, which is why I always pop them in the description now because it's just you can subscribe to any of those guys and find your niche. 5 p.m. EST. There we go. But every pay-per-view week there's a UFC quiz. That's why it was on this week. So I assume we'll get another one pretty soon because I think 314 isn't that far away as well. Yeah. But I miss doing what I'm doing right now is very lazy. I just like I said, I live stream and then I fucking short them up and get them out. Frankie, you got any bets for the weekend, you wank? My top three, if I had to, because like I said, I don't want to give you some long off. I think, ooh, I'm gonna go with Chris Gutierrez, Joshua Van, and Amanda Lemos. Because every fight is tricky. I think Bahamondes is going to beat Jaden Turner. I think Fiziev is going to get the better of Justin Gaethje this time. And I think Mohamed Ankalaev is going to beat Alex Pereira. They are doing Curtis Blades dirty, but this Kanaev guy is a fat blob. He's shit. At least you're consistent with the live streams though. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been tough though, man. There's certain days I don't get nervous when I come on anymore, but there's certain times when I get home and I'm like, I spend a few hours with my kid, and then it gets to 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I'm just thinking I need to go to bed, but I want to keep going. Amanda Lemos is a risky pick because she's a female, but I don't think okay, I don't Giuliano, what's your case for Lemos losing? Or more importantly, for Lucindo winning? Who did Lucindo fight last time? Because I remember seeing her fight and being really, really underwhelmed. Oh, she beat Mariana Rodriguez by split decision. I thought she lost that fight. And Karolina Kowalkiewicz is an old grandma these days. That win means nothing. She beat Poliana Viana, who's shit. Brogan Walker's shit. and she got absolutely duppied by Yasmin Yaregui. The only problem with Amanda Ramos, do you know what, I take that back. Don't bet on Amanda Lemos because she's a fucking idiot as well. She's way too easy to take down. But if you look at the 3 women that she lost to recently, it was Jessica Andrade, Weili Zhang, and Verna Jandaroba, who are all really good grapplers. I don't think Yasmin Yacindo has the cardio, and she's nowhere near as good a striker. But maybe don't bet on it. Never bet on a fucking woman. So wait, let me rephrase all this. I would say I'd go if I'm picking 3, I would go for Muhammad Ankalaev because I just have a feeling he's going to get it done. I don't know why. Then I'd go with Joshua Van and Chris Gutierrez. But then just John Castaneda's quite good as well. It's a tough one. I think I'm going to stay away from it this weekend. There's too many coin tosses. Kanaev, I'm on the Ank train, but I feel icky about it 100%. It feels gross, doesn't it? The thing is, he's quite funny though. I mean, he's clearly inbred, but like Lemos was subbed by Jandaroba. Yeah, but Jandaroba's actually really good. Lucindo sub Poliana Vieira, who controlled Lemos on the ground. Poliana Viana is a hot piece of ass, but she's a terrible fighter. Douglas, don't worry, mate. I'm the nosiest cunt on MMA YouTube. You can always say nosy. I ain't Tim Denham. Go rip on a real nosy cunt. Fair play. So what's your case for Gutierrez losing? I find that Giuliano, I find that you and me are disagreeing almost on a weekly basis now, which probably isn't good for me. I think you guys are again. I haven't really put much research into this week's card because I'm kind of like, oh my god, there's not a single coin toss. All right, I think there is. I think looking at the card, yeah. Let's do this right. I'm just gonna pull up the actual. Hang on. Let's pull this up. Let's do this correct. How you doing, Sassin Cow? How you doing, bro? All right. I mean, Jordan Santos and Ozzy Diaz. I don't know who either of those cunts are, nor do I care. Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. If you're saying that John Castaneda is a lock against Chris Gutierrez, you're smoking that good stuff, mate. Myron Santos and Francis Marshall. I think Myron's reasonably. I wouldn't go as far as to call him a lock, but he's a reasonably strong favorite there. Alex Morono. All right, Carlos Leao is going to beat the shit out of him. Bruno Ferreira and Armin Sarukian is a potentially very, very close fight. Joshua Van should beat Ray Tazura, but we don't know if his wrestling is going to be effective or not. And Joshua Van is capable of being taken down. Curtis Blades is probably going to beat the shit out of Kanaya because let's be honest, he's shit. Rufy's probably going to bat a green. I think Lemos and Lucindo is going to be a scrap. I think it will be close. Jalen Turner and Bahamondes both have the ability to knock each other's blocks off. Because Jalen Turner's a retard and still fighting at lightweight, I'm kind of I'm leaning on Bahamondes because I feel like he can make the weight more comfortably. Gaethje and Fiziev have had a war last time, and who knows what's going to happen with Pereira and Ankalaev. So I think this is a hard card to bet on, in my opinion. There's a lot of fights where I'm like, I'm not clear. There's maybe 3 or 4 fights that are like, yeah, those are strong locks. But then the odds are so wide on them. What's the point? Jandaroba can watch her corner and wrestle you at the same time. I've got a soft spot for for Verna Jandaroba. I've liked her for a lot. Giuliano, I agree with you. I think Fiziev's going to win, but you can't tell me that that's an absolute lock. We haven't seen him in 2 years, and he did lose to Gaethje before. And Gaethje has taken a lot of time off. I was not being sarcastic. I was complimenting you. It's good to see you here, Sassin Cat. It's been a while. Bahamondes had a bad cut. He needed the box. See, with Bahamondes, again, it's Ankalaev. I do think Ankalaev wins as well. But again, not a lock. Alex could fucking chin him. If Ankalaev spends too much time fucking around on the feet, he could get his head knocked off. There's no way you can convince me that that fight's a lock either way. I'd say of the how many fights are there? 15, 13, whatever. I would say 9 of them you could go, I don't know, or I'm not 100%. I mean, you can't be 100% in any MMA fight, but nah, mate, I'm not convinced. Sorry, Hans, 1 second. Yeah, this is what Shotty's saying is exactly it. He's coming off ACL, 2-year layoff, and Gaethje just got fucking but he got chinned out, but it's still Justin Gaethje. I mean, he still looked great before that. He beat Dustin Poirier and knocked his head off. If you're telling me there's no way that Justin Gaethje can beat Fiziev, I don't know what to tell you, bro. And again, I thought Fiziev won the first fight, but we don't know where Fiziev's at, and he has taken the fight on super short notice. That's a coin toss to me, in my opinion. No, my locks are out. Rufy, yep. Blades, yep. Ferreira, those are all. I can't argue with any of those. I would say Ferreira, I wouldn't call him a lock. I wouldn't call him a lock because, again, who's he fighting again? Hang on a sec. I've lost my train of thought. Armin Petrosian's very decent. Armin Petrosian's very technical. Have a great one, Bodak. Good to see you, bro. I'll be back on again tomorrow. I mean, I'm gonna stay for a little while now anyway, but I'll be back on tomorrow. So I'm probably gonna stick a panel up and maybe we can get some people on. If I can get enough people on, I might just fuck off and let it run for the entire show, or maybe come back for the main. I don't know. We'll do something. I think there'll be a lot of live betting opportunities on his card. I don't. Who are you looking at for live betting opportunities? Consider his opponent. Armin Petrosian is decent. I know he got chinned out in his last one brutally, but Armin Petrosian's not shit, bruv. Let's have a look. I mean, he lost to Magomedov, who, let's be honest, you were sucking him off for quite a bit, and or not literally, but you were saying Magomedov was amazing, and he did catch him with a very, I mean, it was a very good double spinning back fist or whatever it was. It was, it was flashy and all that. But Armin Petrosian looked great in that fight up until that moment. And Rodolfo Vieira, all right, got him down and subbed him. I was quite surprised about that one. But Petrosian looked really good against Christian Leroy Duncan, beat him, who's a very decent fighter. Who else did he fight? He fought, I mean, AJ Dobbs. I mean, he had a very close fight with Cal Baralho. He beat fucking Robocop, bro. I don't know. I'm not ready to completely write him off yet. And Bruno Ferreira is basically he's a power guy. If he doesn't catch you, I don't know. Armin Petrosian is trash, my friend. Yeah, but Vieira's improved as well. Vieira's got very good BJJ. Armin has some good wins, is what I'm saying, and he's very technical. Going on like Bruno Ferreira's a lock is mad to me. I think Bruno Ferreira's gonna win. Just for the record, I do think he's gonna win. I do. But a lock, I can't say he's a lock. I can't. But I agree with all the rest of them. I 100% agree with the rest of them. But then they're heavy I mean, Rufy is minus 500. Blades is minus 400. Liao is minus 400. Myron Santos is minus 300. And I'm very fully aware, yeah, that odds aren't about how much better somebody is than somebody else. It's about getting people to bet. I completely understand that. But with unknowns, it's kind of more, or people who are less known, the odds tend to reflect the level. We need to bleach MMA Frankie panel tomorrow. We need the Bodak MMA. I would love that. I would love that. Because I'm definitely going to be on tomorrow. Because I get a nice little bit of sleep on Saturday. I spend some time with my son during the day. I'm taking him to a farm tomorrow. And Newcastle aren't playing tomorrow. So I'll probably watch the games in the background. and I'll be good to go in the evening because I'll probably be going on about 2.5 hours before the Frankie must bleach his hair. I reckon I'd look like a right mong, mate. If I was ever gonna dye my hair, it wouldn't be blonde. I would do it like a sick ass silver. I'd be a silver fox. The two Jessica debuted against each other, I think. Jessica. Am I fucking tripping? Anyway, this card's not really. Armin is like Dustin Jacoby. You'll never know when he's. This is the thing for me, and I think he's due a good fight. And again, Bruno Ferreira's got power, but he's not as technical as Armin, in my opinion. So the way that I'm saying it, yeah, Armin could very very much technically outpoint him to a decision, and I could see Bruno winging and missing and not catching him for the 3 rounds and just getting touched up. There's no way you can't tell me that's not a possibility. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. That's what worries me about it. So, yeah. I'm out of here to go do some backwards hill sprints. Fucking hell. Peace out, Frankie. Have a good rest of the stream. Nice one, bro. I'm probably only going to be on here for a little while longer because I am going on tomorrow as well, and I don't really want to outstay my welcome. Frankie going to play with shit again tomorrow. Man, I fucking hope not. Fucking hope not. Petrosian at 100% has no chance at any form of Bruno Ferreira. We'll see, man. We'll see. You say this is where you get into dangerous territory, my boy. And I love you, you know I do. But 100% certainty, when fighters are as dumb as they are, and anything can happen in it, all it takes is for you to just make one little mistake and you get caught. At best, you could probably say, and I would agree with this, Ferreira's probably 70 to 30. He'd win 7 out of 10 times. Or you could maybe argue 8 out of 10 times. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. I'll literally be on about 2 hours or so, maybe an hour and a half before the card starts. I'll be around. That's for sure. What did I miss? Fuck all, really. We've been having a good chat, funnily enough, about actual MMA. We've kind of been talking about the card, talking about what we think the best bets are. So yeah, I'm yeah, I'm not that hyped about this card, but I mean the Ankalaev and Alex Pereira fight by itself has so many implications moving forward. It's gonna dictate what happens to both the light heavyweight division and the heavyweight division moving forward. Because I think if Alex Pereira knocks his head off, he's gonna get John Jones, which is embarrassing, but it just is what it is. Chickens and that. I love that. 10 out of 10 times. You can apologize to me tomorrow. Yeah, but if he beats him tomorrow, then he's only beaten 1 out of 1 times, which is technically the same, but this card does feel so dead. I couldn't give a fuck. Damn it, thank God for rewind. I fucking love you, Crystal. Talking MMA, worst Frankie stream ever. For real, man. For real. I think I need to abandon the whole MMA talk stuff. It's dead as fuck. ESPN, yeah, that whole Dana thing was disgusting, Shotty. Disgusting. I think Dana White was convinced, or he really believed that he could say to John Jones, 20 million, and he signs on the dotted line. I think John Jones wouldn't fight Tom Aspinall for any money. For any. And because he's been sucking him off for the last 2.5 years, he's got no choice but to book him into something. We're gonna get the only way we get. I think what's gonna happen. This is why tomorrow's fight is so important. Because if Ankalaev wins, the Alex Pereira John Jones fight is dead. Anyway, it's gone. It's dead and buried. But if Alex Pereira wins, then we're gonna get Alex Pereira and John Jones for sure. But I think if Ankalaev wins, John Jones doesn't fight again. Because he can't get the Alex Pereira fight, and then it's gonna be crystal clear that the only fight he can possibly take is Tom Aspinall, and he never fights him. John Jones is praying for an Alex Pereira win tomorrow. Shooting the shit with Frankie. I love that. Don't know if I can have shit in my name on YouTube. That's the only thing. What are Diego Lopez's chance against a prime McGregor? Very decent chance. Aspinall versus Jones happens by November. It definitely doesn't. John Jones doesn't want any, bro. I'm telling you that now. John Jones wants none of him. It's clear. I guarantee that at the UFC have offered him. The thing is, they've offered him 20 million at least, I would say. And the points he would get from that fight would be mad. He's definitely getting offered like fuck you money, and he's still not taking it. He doesn't want that fight. He wants Alex Pereira and he wants to fuck off undefeated. That's what he wants. John Jones is not stupid. He looks at Tom Aspinall and he thinks, Jesus Christ, he's 260. He can wrestle and he can bang. There's no way. There's no way. Frankie, I was just on break outside at work and got into a 42-year-old woman's car who's obsessed with me and grabbed her by her puss right through her leggings. That's a beautiful story, sir. Colton, you intrigue me more and more every day. Bet you on what? Bet you on the Jones and Aspinall fight. I'll bet you on that. I'll gladly bet you on that. I bet you it doesn't happen this year. That's what I bet. John Jones doesn't want it. I'm telling you now, John Jones is not stupid. He's gay, but he's not stupid. He fully, if he, maybe by some off chance here, you're correct, and he's waiting to see what happens with Alex Pereira. And he's like, oh, well, if Alex Pereira wins, I guess I'll fight Tom because that's the only choice now. I don't see it. I don't see it. I reckon he comes out and he gives it the bullshit of, they wouldn't give me the money. All right, we'll say November latest. It ain't happening, bruh. I'm with Dougie. I'm with Dougie. You're gonna be losing another chunk of change here, sir. I'll tell you this now. He's not fighting him. There's no way. He wants Alex Pereira, and that's it. I am fully confident. I would have been. There's no jokes that are well, I say that. There's probably been one or two that have been out of pocket in here. I've very rarely seen someone say something in the chat and I've been like, oh God. If I'm right, what do I get? I'll give you the same odds as you gave Dougie. Let's just make it a straight up like $300 bet or whatever. I'm good for it. So you need to have that fight. Basically, it needs to happen by November. I'll go 300 on that. And you've got me on fucking record saying it. I'll go for that. I don't see that fight happening. I really don't. I knew from the start it was a dead end because it can and should have been, but if you get 300, same, we'll go same ways. I'll give you $320 if you're correct. If Giuliano is right, you dye your hair silver. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That doesn't really do anything for me. Frank Alive, are you picking Alex to win? I'm picking Ankalaev. I just have a feeling. I saw the free. That's why I said 300 because I saw him pay. I know that Giuliano is good for his word. You want GBPs, whatever the equivalent of $320 is. Then I got you. Whatever the exchange rate for GBP to dollars is at the time. I've got Ankalaev winning as well But I'm telling you categorically that John Jones does not fight Tom Aspinall, especially not by November. If it does happen, he's gonna dilly-dally the fuck out of it. I reckon we get, Tom Aspinall and, what's his face? The guy you love in the Brazilian dude. Um, what's going on with my brain? I always forget his name because nobody gives a fuck. The guy who fought Curtis Blades and got chinned. I don't know why I can't remember. I don't know. Almeida. That's it. Almeida. Almeida. That's $413. Free 414. You got it. You got it. It's a bet. It is a bet, sir. They are not fighting by November. I think they do Tom Aspinall and Gelson Almeida, but by the middle of the year because they can't keep Tom Aspinall on. I think John. The thing is, here, it's not even that I necessarily. I mean, I do think John Jones is scared, but I do think it's kind of a spite thing at this point as well. I think that John Jones doesn't want to fight him because he just wants to. He wants to. For some reason, he really doesn't like Tom Aspinall, and he wants to ruin his career. In my opinion, he wants to stall him for as long as possible. For some reason, the stuff that Aspinall was saying has really rubbed him up the wrong way. Bet, sir. $413. You got it. Um, I think it's more of a spite thing at this point. He doesn't want to give Tom the satisfaction of potentially getting a, and he knows how dangerous Tom is. I think the Garn fight is more likely. Either or. Either or. The only reason why I'm a bit more cool on the Garn fight is because number one, he lost to Volkov. He lost to Volkov. And Volkov already got absolutely dismantled by, and I love Volkov, by the way. He got destroyed by Tom Aspinall. And by the way, yeah, I also think that Tom Aspinall and John Jones would be a very close fight. See, that's a shotty. I said the same thing as well. By the way, just to clarify, yeah, just to clarify, Giuliano, I have to add this caveat in. Not only does it have to be booked, it has to happen. Because what Shotty's saying here is fucking truthful. I actually predicted this very same thing. I don't know why I'm poking at the screen. I predicted this about 6 months ago as well, where I said I reckon John Jones agrees to book the fight and then pulls out. So that's the caveat. They have to fight by November. Just to be clear. Because I don't trust John Jones to come through. Hopefully those terms are agreeable for you. Aspinall versus Jones is incredibly hard. John Jones is incredible. He's incredible. The only person I think that's better pound for pound than he is Demetrius Johnson. And, you know, Aspinall does have losses on his record. John Jones is incredibly intelligent and incredibly skilled. For me, I would even say, if I'm being honest with myself, I'd probably, just based on the fact of who John Jones is and how well he game plans and how well he trains, I would give him the slight edge against Aspinall. Aspinall has all the physical advantages, but he doesn't have proven IQ advantage or skill set advantage yet, in my opinion. But John Jones is not stupid. He doesn't pick fights that he can potentially lose. Yeah, bro, you can pay me on Fight Night 2025. Sweet as, bro. I will do. I will do. On the night of the fight, on the night that the fight takes place, I'll send you the money that night. But you're absolutely right. There's no way that if you think that Tom Aspinall wipes the floor with John Jones, you don't know the sport. How's it going, Fal? What's going on? Frankie, Shama or no Shama? I'm gonna go for no Shama, but I reckon it's gonna be a great fight. I think Ankalaev's gonna eke it out by decision. Because I can't get out of my mind. I don't think Ankalaev's an amazing I don't think he's an amazing grappler by any means, or not as good as people seem to think he is. Ankalaev is more of a striker. However, all I've got in my memory, I've got a few things in my memory, and one of them is Alex Pereira being held down for very long periods of that fight by Jan Blachowicz, who got held down by Ankalaev. Just doing a little bit of bad MMA math in there for you. I can't get that image out of my mind. And is Alex Pereira going to chin him out in the first round? It could happen. Tom might have 3 losses, but he's only been beaten once. Correct. That's absolutely true. I mean, one of them was a disqualification, I believe, and another one was I don't think it was a clear loss. I think he's only lost once legitimately. And it was very early on in his career. I agree with that. Tom is he physically has every advantage, but skill wise and IQ wise, I don't think there's any better than John Jones, apart from maybe Demetrius. But yeah, Fall. I'm going for. I don't want Muhammad Ankalaev to necessarily win. Part of me does because it kills this whole John Jones thing. But I'm telling you now, Giuliano, if Alex Pereira beats Ankalaev tomorrow, if he knocks his ass out, your John Jones bet is as good as dead. It's as good as dead, in my honest opinion. I think it's dead. I think it's dead in the water at that point. 12-6 elbow, knee injury, and a heel hook 10 years ago. It was a 12. Yeah, the knee. I forgot about the knee injury. Yeah, the Curtis Blades one, and he really avenged that one. And the heel hook. I mean, that can happen to the best of us, especially when you're early on in your career. You get caught getting a little bit overzealous. It happens. It is what it is. But yeah, man, I think our wage is very much going to go down to what happens tomorrow night. Because I'm telling you now, Alex Pereira knocks his head off. He gets John Jones. It becomes huge then. Because it becomes a what have you done for me lately? And Tom Aspinall hasn't fought in a minute. And the fact that Dana White isn't saying his name worries me. I think he's veered away from it. I think there's too many signs that tell me that John Jones is fucking around with him here. I'm sorry to say. And bear in mind, Gilly, I'm gonna be real with you. I would happily hand over my money. I would happily hand over my money if that's the case because I want that fight as much as anyone. I just don't see it, man. The real question is where are the heavyweight prospects after this is another problem. It's another problem. I mean, again, there are some regional guys coming through. There are some guys who are, young and up and coming that haven't quite hit the scene yet. But heavyweight's always been dead as fuck. I'm not bothered by it at all. Oh, by the way, sorry. Shout out to Dougie's Corner if you guys aren't subscribed. Much love to you, bro. And congratulations on almost hitting 2K if you haven't already. I can't think of anyone who deserves it more than you. Regrig. Yeah, man, there's heavyweight's in trouble. And that's the scary thing about Aspinall. If he gets and beats John Jones, I don't see anyone beating him for a long time. He could dominate the division for 5, 6, 7, however long he decides to hang out. And heavyweights have longevity as well. Tom Aspinall could very feasibly fight until he's 40 and still be decent. The heavyweight GOAT is very much easily up for grabs. But yeah, shout out to Dougie's Corner. If you're not subscribed over there, for the love of God, do yourself a favor and subscribe to my boy over there. Yeah, it would, bro. That's a great analogy. It would be exactly like when the Klitschko's held the belts for about a decade. It would be exactly the same. Exactly the same. Because there's very little that Tom Aspinall can't do. Yeah, I agree, Dougie. I don't know how to pronounce his name that well. I mean, I don't think, but John Jones has already made it really, really clear. He doesn't want to fight anyone young and dangerous. When does John Jones say he's going to do something and then go back on it? I mean, he says he's not going to beat his wife and stick his dick in men's bumholes, but that's a completely different thing. Like they brought in that Jap to fight Pant. But yeah, I mean, I honestly think that John Jones is thinking to himself, Alex Pereira or nothing, and that's it. Jones would destroy Aspinall. Aspinall, I don't know what you're talking about. Again, I drink my nosebleeds. I don't hate that. I don't hate that as a take. I think John Jones would be the. I would have John Jones as the slight favorite. I know how good John Jones is, but it would be his most dangerous fight ever. Easily. His most. The only thing that would worry me is would Tom like over respect him? That would be a worry for me. I'll be honest. All right. Is there anybody online? Can you guys recommend like a small YouTuber who we can raid? Does anyone know anyone who's not been exposed to the community up until now, but could really benefit from having a nice raid? Because I don't. The only person I have on right now is Orange Cat MMA, and he's 7 subscribers away from 1,000. So maybe if we could push Orange Cat MMA over the threshold, that might be a sweet thing to do. So I'm going to chuck him in here. Orange Cat MMA. Is there anybody else that you guys can recommend who's like a small YouTuber who would be great? Douglas, do you have a channel? Oh, way. I did not know that you had a channel. Don't raid that Lorenzo guy. I've got to admit, that Lorenzo guy, I mean, I find I didn't know you had a channel. I'm subscribing to you as well, Douglas. I didn't know that yeah, the Lorenzo guy, I quite like him. I quite like him, but yeah, yeah, I don't know, he's a bit up his own arse. But I find him amusing. I think we should raid Orange Cat. I think raiding Orange Cat would be the way to go. Thank you, Fall. I really appreciate that. If we could push him up to 1K and shout out the channel when you go over there as well. Because anything that helps to get a little boost for everyone involved would be amazing. Douglas, is that the same Douglas? How you doing, Douglas? How you doing? What's good, my guy? We're just gonna head over to Orange Cat MMA and hopefully give our guy over there a boost. But I'm gonna head over there now and just give him a shout. But I think I'll call it there. It's been a very low key stream today. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we can get back to the usual degenerate shenanigans that we usually have moving forward. I think that would be cool. I'm going to be live tomorrow. Yeah. You, Salis, my guy. Could you subscribe to Orange Cat MMA if you haven't already? He's about to hit 1K. He's a fury. I appreciate that, Douglas, man. Um, yeah, much love to everyone in the chat as always. I'm going to be here for probably 3 hours tomorrow. So, like I said, I don't wanna waffle on too long. I want to save some of the autism for tomorrow. But as always, shout out to everyone in the chat. Give Orange Cat MMA a sub. If we can get him to 1K tonight, that would be fantastic. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Fool, thanks for turning up. Sorry that I didn't catch you earlier. Douglas, Douglas, shout out to you as well, bro. Thanks for popping in. Um, if you could subscribe to Orange Cat as well, that I'd really appreciate that, mate. And to me, if you haven't already. I will see you guys tomorrow. So I'll be here about 2 hours before 313. Have a great rest of your Friday. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Take it easy. Frankie, I'm actually heading off now, Sniff. I'm heading off. But head over to Orange Cat MMA and show the guys some love. And shout out to fucking Sniff as well, my boy. My boy, I love you, Sniff. I'll see you tomorrow. Sniff, try and jump on the panel tomorrow if you can. We'll do like a little 2-hour thing, 3-hour thing. Peace, Westy. Take it easy, guys. Much love. Antec. Cheers, brother. Oh, you're the one. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, Orange Cat's a really lovely bloke. Let's get him to that 1K.